Hello students, this is a review um, clip that's going to get you ready for the quiz that you're about to take. Okay, so let's write down the title of this notes. The title of this note is pre-quiz review. So write this down, pre-quiz review. Alright, so let's write down the learning objective. What's the learning objective for today? For this part of the lesson. So learning objective. Learning objective. Write this down. You will demonstrate mastery of the application of the circle equations by scoring 70% or higher on the quiz. Higher on the quiz. Okay? So if you can score 70% or higher on the quiz I'll administer after this clip, that means you've met the objective for this part of the lesson. Okay? So we're going to go over 3 examples to prepare you for what you're going to see on the quiz. So example 1. Example 1, find the center and radius, then graph the equation x minus 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 4. You write this down. We're going to find the center and the radius and then graph. This is a nice problem because it's already placed in the vertex form for us, or the standard form. So all we just need to do is find the center and the radius and then graph. Alright, so the center, you get the center by taking the opposite of these two numbers. So opposite of negative 2 is positive 2 for the x coordinate, and opposite of positive 1 is negative 1 for the y coordinate. So your radius is simply the square root of the last number, yes? Square root of 4, which is 2. And this is the direction you go north, south, east, and west on. Okay? Alright, so why don't we go ahead and graph this? This is 2, negative 1, which means you go to the right and down 1. Takes you to quadrant 4. So let's make our quadrant 4 a little bit bigger than the other quadrants. Alright? So, let's make it like that. I think that will suffice. So starting from the center, I'm going to go 1, 2. And then go down 1. Okay, this is my y-axis, and this is my x-axis. So your center is going to be 1, 2, and down 1. So what do you do from here? This is the direction to go north, south, east, and west, 2 units. Yes? 1, 2 to the east, 1, 2 to the west, 1, 2 to the north, and 1, 2 due south. Alright? 2 units in all directions, and then you connect the dots to form your circle. Alright? That's an easy 5 points right there on your quiz. Alright, let's try example 2. Example number 2. So for this one, we need to find the center and radius. Like before, find the center and radius, and then graph. Okay? Alright. So let's look at x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 4y plus 9 equals 0. So this is the equation that we're going to be looking at. So we need to put this in the standard form. This is the general form. We need to put it in a standard form so that we can find the center, radius, and then graph the resulting equation. So to do this, we're going to organize our x's and the y's. So put the x's together, x squared minus 6x plus y squared minus 4y. This 9 has neither an x nor a y, so we toss it to the other side. Subtract 9 from both sides. Equals negative 9. Now we're going to partition our variables into two worlds, the x world and the y world, okay, and then we'll complete the square on both sides. So to complete the square, you know what to do, right? The deal is b over 2 squared. So b of the x world is negative 6, so what do you do with that? You divide it by 2 and square it, right? B of the y world is negative 4, same story, okay? So divide that by 2, which is negative 3. When you square that, you get 9. That completes the square in the x world. In the y world, divide this by 2, which is negative 2. You square that, which is 4. And that completes the square in the y world. Okay, so we're going to insert those two numbers to complete the square. Okay, so on the x side, we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus y squared minus 4y plus 4 equals negative 9. Okay, I added 9 and a 4 here, so let's do that to this side. So add 9 and then add 4. Alright, so that's what you do. Okay, because you added a 9 and a 4 here, you have to add the same on that side. So let's back to this side. So what you do is you root the first and the last, and then you bring down the middle sign. Okay? So that's going to become x minus 3 quantity squared plus. Same story on the right side. You root the first and the last, and then you bring down the middle sign. So you're going to have y minus 2 quantity squared equals, add all of this together, 4. Okay? So that's your equation in standard form. So the center is basically 3, 2, and the radius is the square root of 4, which is 2. So that is what you go in all 4 directions, north, east, west, and south. Alright? So let's go ahead and draw the graph of the circle. The center is in quadrant 1. I'm going 2 directions and 2 units in all directions. So let's make our quadrant 1 a little bit bigger than the other quadrants. Alright? Graph the center. 1, 2, 3. And go up 1, 2. So this is your y coordinate, that's your x coordinate. Grab the center, 3, 2. And then you're going to go 2 units in all directions. 2 units to the right, 2 units to the left, 2 units up, and 2 units down. That gives you your circle. Okay? Alright, so there goes your circle. Alright, let's try another example. Example 3. This one will be slightly more involved. This is the most complicated of all. So write this down. Example 3. We're going to be doing exactly the same process. Okay? But in this case, we're going to consider 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 8x plus 4y minus 8 equals 0. Alright? So we're going to find the center, radius, and graph. So this one we need to organize the variables first, okay? So we're going to put the x's together. 2x squared minus 8x plus 2y squared plus 4y. See, this 8 is a foreign body, so we do the opposite and move it to the other side. Okay, add 8, answer is going to be equal to 8. Now partition our variables into two worlds, the x world and the y world. We're going to complete the square in both worlds. But before we do that, we need to have our square standing alone. The coefficients can be nothing other than 1. So this 2 is a problem, and this 2 is a problem. So we need to factor it out, okay? So let's factor out the 2. When I factor out the 2, it's the same thing as dividing these two terms by 2. So I divide this by 2, divide that by 2. So I'm going to be left with x squared minus 4x. Alright? Plus, same story here. Factor out the 2. That means I'm going to be dividing these two terms by 2. Divide this by 2 and divide that by 2. And then you're going to have y squared plus 2y. Okay? Equals 8. Now we're ready to complete the square because these squares are standing alone. To complete the square, we use b over 2 squared. In the x world, b of x is negative 4. In the y world, b of y is 2. So what do you do with these two b's? Divide them by 2 and square them, right? So divide this by 2, negative 2. And then you square it, which gives you 4. And then this one divide by 2, which gives you 2. It gives you 1. Square it, which gives you 1. So these two numbers complete the square in both worlds. So for the x worlds, 2x squared minus 4x, you're going to add 4 plus 4. And then plus 2. And then you have y squared plus 2y. And then you're going to add the 1 plus 1 equals 8. Now what am I going to add? 4 and 1? Of course not. We have numbers in front, so we need to multiply the numbers in front with the numbers inside so that you can figure out what to add on the right side. So here I'm going to add 2 times 4, which is 8, add 8, and then 2 times 1, which is 2, add 2. Like that. Don't forget to distribute before you combine it on this side, okay? Alright, so to factor this, bring down the 2. You're going to root the first and the last. Root this, bring down the middle sign. Okay? X minus 2 quantity squared plus, bring down the other 2. You root the first and the last. Root the first, root the last, bring down the middle sign. So it's going to be y, wrong color. It's going to be y plus 2. Y plus 1 quantity squared equals 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 2 is 18. So the standard form for an equation of a circle requires there to be no numbers in front of the parentheses. So we need to divide by 2. So divide this by 2, and divide that by 2, and divide that by 2. Your answer is going to become x minus 2 quantity squared plus y plus 1 quantity squared equals 9. Okay? And then this one, you know how to finish this up, right? You just find the center. Center is 2, negative 1. You do the opposite of these two. The radius is the square root of the number that's way on the right, square root of 9, which is 3. And that's the one you go in all 4 directions, up, down, left, right. And that will give you the equation of the circle. Okay? So let's draw this circle. It's in the 4th quadrant, so I'm going to make the 4th quadrant a little bit bigger. So starting from the center, where is the center? The center is on 2, 1, 2, and negative 1. Negative 1. There goes the center. You're going to go 3 in all directions. Okay? 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3. 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3. 3 down, 1, 2, 3. 3 up, 1, 2, 3. Connect the dots, and that will give you your circle. Okay? So that's that. The only thing that makes this one a little bit longer is the presence of that 2 in front there. That's what makes it complicated. Okay? So, thanks for watching this clip. I hope you do well on your quiz.